कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान सगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So today we are reading from Bhagavad Gita chapter 6 verse 45. Right, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhuji. So yeah, you can continue. I think yesterday also 6:45 Prabhupada video they played.
So should I start 46?
I mean, it's up to you, Prabhu. I mean, I don't know if you can continue 45 then. Yeah, 45, 46 you can cover. It's a small only, right?
Sure. Yes. Yeah. Okay, Prabhuji. Now I'll read and then anyone else if you want they can repeat. प्रयत्नाद्यतमानस्तु
प्रयत्नाधियतमानस्तु
योगी संशुद्ध किल्बिषः
योगी संशुद्ध किल्बिषः
अनेक जन्म संसिद्ध
अनेक जन्म संसिद्ध
ततो जानति परां गतिम्.
तो जानति पराम गतिम्.
Okay, Prabhuji, you want to read?
प्रयत्नाधियतमानस्तु
प्रयत्नाद्यतमानस्तु
योगी संशुद्ध किल्बिषः
योगी संशुद्ध किल्बिषः
अनेक जन्म संसिद्ध
अनेक जन्म संसिद्धस्
ततो यति परम गतिम्.
ततो याति परां गतिम्. So now I'll read word by word meaning. Prayatnat, by rigid practice.
By rigid practice.
Yatatmanah,
Yatamanaha,
endeavoring.
to
and yogi, such a transcendentalist.
Yogi, such a transcendentalist.
Samsuddha, washed out.
Samsuddha, washed up.
Kilvisah, all of whose sins.
Kilvishaha, all of whose sins.
Anek, after many.
Aneka, after many.
Birth, janma, birth.
Janma, birth.
Samsiddhi, having achieved perfection.
Samsiddha, having achieved perfection.
Tatah, thereafter.
Tataha, thereafter.
Yati,
attains.
Param, the highest. Gatim, destination. Now I'll read translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. And when the yogi engages himself with sincere endeavor in making further progress, being washed out of all contaminations, then ultimately achieving perfection after many births of practice, he attains the supreme goal. One more time. And when the yogi engages himself with a sincere endeavor in making further progress, being washed of all contaminations, then ultimately achieving perfection after many, many births of practice, he attains the supreme goal. Now we'll read purport by His Divine Grace, S.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. A person born in a particular righteous, aristocratic, or sacred family becomes conscious of his favorable conditions for executing yoga practice. With determination, therefore, he begins his unfinished task, and thus he completely cleanses himself of all material contaminations. So, this verse talks about all the efforts that we do in Krishna consciousness. Aneka janam sansiddhi tato janti param gatim, just to go for supreme destination, to achieve the goal of human life. And that's mentioned here. This is chapter 6 here. So you can see this is Dhyana Yoga. Our Supreme Father Krishna explained everything to Arjuna, whatever doubt he had. And then here in the verse 33, in verse 37, Krishna asked question. I think this is the latest question Arjuna asked. Arjuna said, "O Krishna, what is the destination of the unsuccessful transcendentalist, who in the beginning takes to the process of self-realization with faith, but who later desists due to worldly mindedness and thus does not attain perfection in mysticism?" So all these verses are answer to this question. Then again, in three verses he asks question. "O mighty armed Krishna, does not such a man who is bewildered from the path of transcendent fall away from both his spiritual and material success and perish like a raven cloud with no position in any sphere?" And then in 39, "This is my doubt, O Krishna, I ask you to dispel it completely, but for you, no one is to be found who can destroy this doubt." And then the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, started speaking in verse 40. And this is verse number 45. We are reading, Krishna is saying that, "And when the yogi engages himself with sincere endeavor, making further progress, being washed off, these are the conditions, being washed off all contaminations, all the sins, then ultimately achieving perfection after many, many births of practice." We need to practice. He attains the supreme goal. And that's what Prabhupada is making us understand here in the purport, that a person born in particularly righteous, aristocratic, or sacred family becomes conscious of his favorable condition for executing yoga practice. Because he was a yogi, he was practicing yoga in his previous life. And that's why he becomes conscious of that. With determination, therefore, he begins his unfinished task. Because he couldn't finish in one life, that was the Arjuna's question. Then he started in this life, and thus he completely cleanses himself of all material contaminations. He doesn't want any material things because his family is righteous, aristocratic, or sacred family. Prabhupada gives these three examples: righteous, aristocratic, or sacred family. And then he learns from the beginning, very beginning, by seeing his family members. And he completely cleanses himself of all material contaminations. When he is finally free from all contaminations, he attains the supreme perfection, that is Krishna consciousness. Without becoming free from all material contaminations, it seems difficult to be completely in Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness is the perfect stage of being freed of all contaminations. And Prabhupada quotes this verse from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7. This is confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita. Yesam tu antagatam papam jananam punya karmanam te dvandva moha nirmukta bhajante mam dhranavrata. The meaning is, the translation is that after many births of executing pious activities, when one is completely freed from all contaminations and from all illusory dualities, one becomes engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. That is in 7th chapter. So I think this is very clear, and we also discussed that last time we discussed Adau Sraddha Tato Sadhu Sangha Tata Atha Bhajana Kriya. And then we discuss all the stages, how to get to the perfection in the Krishna consciousness. Like in Ashtanga Yoga process, we compared that with the Bhakti Yoga. There are different processes that can make us wash our all contaminations by doing, like chanting is one of them. Prahlad Maharaj explains that Navadha Bhakti. Sarvanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Pada Sevanam Archanam Bandhanam Sakhyam, then Sakhyam Atmanivedanam. This is the verse. So he explains all the steps, that there are 8 kinds of eight ways that we can do perfection, to do bhakti, and we can achieve perfection. So also there is a verse here when Krishna talks about many births. After many births of practice, he attained the supreme goal. Mother Devhuti is saying to Lord Kapil Dev that Aho vatasya pachato gariyan yajihva agre vartate nam tubhyam te pustapaste juhu sasnurarya brahmanuchurnam grinanti jete. Mother says that to Lord Kapil Dev, Bhagavan Kapil Dev, oh, how glorious are they whose tongue are chanting your holy name, even if born in the family of dog eaters. Such persons are worshipable. Persons who chant the holy name of your Lordship must have executed all kind of austerities and fire sacrifices and achieved all the good manners of the Aryans. To be chanting the holy name of your Lordship, they must have bathed at holy places of pilgrimage, studied the Vedas, and fulfilled everything required in their previous life and in their present life. So this is very significant verse in this case. In this way, we can understand how someone accepts Krishna consciousness and someone takes whole life. This is the answer to Krishna's question. Now we can go to them. I think this is very clear. I mean, we can discuss if anyone has any comments or questions. Prabhuji, do you have any comments or questions?
Prabhuji said something.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
You said something, Prabhu?
Do you have any question or comments?
Oh, no, it's right.
Now I'll start next verse, which is 646. Tapasvibhyadhiko yogi. Tapasvibhyo adhiko yogi.
Tapasibhyo adhiko yogi.
Jnanibhyo apimato adhikaha.
Jnanibhyo apimati adhikaha.
Karmibhyascha adhiko yogi.
Karmibhyascha कर्मभ्यश्चाधिको योगी
Tasmat yogi bhava Arjuna.
तस्मा योगी भवार्जुन
Want to read, Prabhuji?
तपस्विभ्योऽधिको योगी
Tapasvibhyo adhiko yogi.
ज्ञानिभ्योऽपि मतोऽधिकः
Jnanibhyo api mato adhikaha.
कर्मभि कर्मभ्यश्चाधिको योगी
Karmibhyascha yogi.
तस्माद् योगी भवार्जुन
Tasmat yogi bhava Arjuna. Anyone else? Now I read word by word meaning, the synonyms. Tapasvibhyah,
तपस्विभ्यः
than the ascetics.
then the ascetics
Adhika, greater.
अधिकः greater
Yogi, the yogi.
योगी the yogi
Jnanibhyah,
ज्ञानिभ्यः
than the wise.
then the wise
Api, also.
अपि also
Mata, considered.
mattah consider
Adhika, greater.
अधिकः greater
Karmibhyah, than the fruitive worker.
कर्मिभ्यः then the fruitive
Than the
work
fruitive workers. Cha, also.
also
Adhika, greater.
अधिकः greater
Yogi, the yogi.
yogi the yogi
Tasmat, therefore.
तस्मात् therefore
Yogi, a transcendentalist.
yogi a transcendentalist
Bhava, just become.
bhava just become
Arjuna, O Arjuna.
Arjuna
Now lead translation. A yogi is greater than ascetic, greater than empiricist, and greater than the fruitive worker. Therefore, O Arjuna, in all circumstances, be a yogi. One more time. A yogi is greater than the ascetic, greater than the empiricist, and greater than the fruitive worker. Therefore, O Arjuna, in all circumstances, be a yogi. So here, our Supreme Father Krishna compares this, that we can go backward from here. The fruitive worker, from fruitive worker, the greater one is empiricist, who understand with empirical evidences, and then greater than him is ascetics, and then greater than ascetics was like a Stang yogis who are in Himalayas. Greater than that is a yogi, like Bhakti yogi. Yogi is Krishna here, meaning a Bhakti yogi, and that is confirmed in the, we're reading 46. Here in the 47th verse, the conclusion is Bhakti Yoga. You can see here, Yoginam api sarvesham madgatenantaratmana Shraddhavan bhajate jo mam same yuktatamu matah. Or Krishna says here that, and of all yogis, the one with great faith who always abide in me, thinks of me within himself, and renders transcendental loving service to me, he is the most intimately united with me in yoga and is the highest of all that. That is my opinion. So Krishna gives his opinion that the Bhakti yogi is the highest of all. Prabhupada explains the Bhaja verse, Bhaja word. And then the conclusion is that the Krishna consciousness, the Bhakti Yoga is the topmost here. So let's read this. A yogi is greater than the ascetic and greater than empiricist, greater than the fruitive worker. So Krishna compares fruitive worker, and then higher than the fruitive worker is empiricist, and greater than that is ascetics, and then greater than the ascetic is a Bhakti yogi. That's what Krishna said. O Arjuna, in all circumstances, be a yogi. Now let's read Prabhupada's purport. When we speak of yoga, we refer to linking our consciousness with Supreme Absolute Truth. Yoga means connection. Linking ourselves with the Supreme Soul, Supreme Consciousness, Supreme Absolute Truth, Krishna. Such a process is named differently by various practitioners in terms of particular method adopted. When the linking process is predominantly in fruitive activity, it is called Karma Yoga. But fruitive activities for Krishna, that is Karma Yoga. When it is predominantly empirical, it is called Jnana Yoga. When we acquire Jnana regarding Krishna. And when it is predominantly in a devotional relationship with the Supreme Lord, it is called Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga or Krishna consciousness is the ultimate perfection of all yoga, as will be explained in the next verse, like just I read. The Lord has confirmed herein the superiority of yoga, means Bhakti Yoga, but he has not mentioned that it is better than Bhakti Yoga. It is better than Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is the full spiritual knowledge, and therefore nothing can excel it. So he mean Bhakti Yoga. Asceticism without self-knowledge is imperfect. Empiric knowledge without surrender to the Supreme Lord is also imperfect. And fruitive work without Krishna consciousness is a waste of time. So Prabhupada explains all the details, all the terminologies. Therefore, the most highly praised form of yoga performance mentioned here is the Bhakti Yoga. And this is still more clearly explained in the next verse, the one that we just read. So I hope everything is clear here. And we discussed these several times in the temple and also in online classes. And tapasibhyo adhiko yogi, jnanibhyo adhiko jnanibhyo api mato adhika, karmibhyascha adhiko yogi, tasmat yogi bhavarjuna. It's just comparison by our Supreme Father, who has created all these to get the perfection of human life. So I hope it is very clear. A yogi is greater than ascetic, and the ascetic is greater than empiricist, and the empiricist is greater than a fruitive worker. Therefore, O Arjun, in all circumstances be a yogi. He doesn't give an option. He gives his, in all circumstances, whatever you do, be a yogi. And Prabhupada explains it very nicely. The flaws of the people say karma yoga, but they don't do karma yoga. There are misrit karma yoga, mixed karma yoga. Here Prabhupada explained that karma yoga, fruitive work without Krishna consciousness, is waste of time. And Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita that bhaktya mam abhijanati. He said bhaktya mam abhijanati. Only by devotion I can be known. So it's very clear, and he is the Supreme, and we are looking for absolute truth. So I hope it is very clear here. If anyone has any questions or comment, we can discuss, or I can move to the next verse. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I'm good, Prabhu.
Okay. Anyone else has any question, Prabhuji? Dev Prabhu? So,
I have a question. What is in the verse it says the aesthetic? What exactly is that in
excuse me,
our lifetime?
can you repeat the question again?
Okay, and in the translation, you move it up. It says the aesthetic, right? That right? And the first
Aesthetic.
word, and then the aesthetics. What is that? What does that word mean? ASCE. Yeah, aesthetic. That word. Actually mean, because I've
Yeah,
never
good
heard of it.
question. That is ascetic is a practice of self-discipline. It's like Ashtanga yogi, you can say. They abstain from all forms of indulgence, typically for religious reason. So it's like Ashtanga yogi. So during discussion of last, I mean, some verses from this chapter, we discussed there are different kinds of yoga. Like here, this chapter says the the name is Dhyana Yoga. So, but before dhyana, there is another yoga which is called Ashtanga Yoga. So Dhyana Yoga is part of Ashtanga Yoga. Ashtanga Yoga is Ashtanga Yoga has many limbs, 8 limbs. There are Ashta Anga, 8 limbs of Ashtanga Yoga. So, and those are called here it's called Yama. First one is called Yama. Last time we discussed meaning. The second one is Niyama. And then we have Pranayama. Then we have Asana. Then we have Pratyahara. Then we have Dharana. And then we have Dhyana. Here we see this is Dhyana. This is the chapter, current chapter. Here, let me make it bigger. So Yama is the rules and regulation. Do this, don't do this. Yama is there are rules and regulations that we follow in the beginning to control our senses. Like if we think of, we have 5 senses, like sense of seeing, sense of smell, sense of taste, sense of touch, sense of hearing, and then we have we have mind. We have 5 sensory organs or 5 sense organs, and then we have 5 working senses, working executive senses. So for 5 sensory organs, we have 5 object of senses. Like for eyes, we have the figure to see. For nose, we have good smell. For tongue, we have good food to taste. For skin, we have something to touch. For ear, we have something to hear. And for mind, we have something to think of. So Jama said that there are rules and regulations to control, because if we try to engage these 5 senses in all the activities, then we are going to be lost anywhere. We are not going to reach the supreme destination. And then the second step is niyama. There are niyama like do this and don't do this. Here they have on their t-shirt, just do it. That's not correct. That will take a long time for us to understand. And then the niyama is do this. There are yoga. That's in yoga, the niyama are rules and regulations. And then we have pranayama. But rules and regulations also will not work until we have control over all our senses. So then we have breathing exercise. We have to breathe from one nose, and then we have to hold it, and then we have to release it. And there are different exercises that we can do to control our breathing process. And that helps us stay healthy, also controlling our other senses. And then we have, after the pranayama, we have asana. Asana means posture, sitting postures, so that we can sit for longer time in one pose. And then we have pratyahara. Pratyahara is abstaining from our sensual activities, like for eyes we have we want to see something. For ears we want to hear something. For nose we want to smell something. For tongue we want to taste something. We want to eat tasty food. But for pratyahara we have to abstain from senses. We have to control. It's a controlling process. And then in dharana we have to hold something. What we have to hold? We have to hold that we have to know who we are and who our Supreme Father is. And then we have to do dhyana. This is dharana. We have to hold that. We have to hold the idea that Krishna is our Supreme Father and he is in our heart, situated in the form of four-hand form of Vishnu. And then we have to do dhyana on him. We have to meditate. We have to focus our mind on the 400 form, Vishnu form of Krishna. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that Sarvasya Chaham Hridi Sannivishto. I am seated in everybody's heart. So who is that? And then in another verse, Krishna says, Iswara Sarva Bhutanam Hridese Arjun Tishtati. So the Supreme Controller, O Arjun, he is situated in everybody's heart. And in another verse, he said, Sarvasya Chaham Hridi Sannivishto. I am seated in everybody's heart. This proves, these two verses proves that Krishna is 400 form Vishnu, is situated in everybody's heart in 400 Vishnu form. And that's where we have to do dhyana. And then we have to dharana, we have to know, we have to do dhyana, and then we have to do samadhi. Samadhi means we have to hold there, we have to meditate that all the time. And that's what this chapter says. So the ascetic does this all process, all the 8 process. These are the 8 process, and that's why this is called Ashtanga Yoga. Ashtanga Yoga. So an ascetic does this. So that's the word ascetic means, that the one who does Ashtanga Yoga is ascetic here. Than the ascetics here. A yogi is greater than the ascetics. Whoever that these 8-fold yoga is called ascetic. And the yogi, a bhakti yogi, is greater than that. And this ascetic is greater than empiricist. And empiricist is greater than the fruity worker. I hope it is clear now, Mataji.
Yes, it is. Thank you.
Yeah. So now we still have time. We can move on to the last verse of this chapter, which is a little bit longer, but Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Rasraj Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Should I start this verse again also?
Yeah, if you have a time, you can do that.
Yeah. Yoginam api sarvesam
Yoginam api sarvesham
madgate antaratmana
Antaratmanam
Shraddhavan bhajate yo mam
Shraddhavan
Bhajate Mam
yo me yukta sa me yukta tamo matah.
Nami Yukta Tamo Mataha.
yoginamapi sarvesham
Yoginam api sarvesam
madgatenantaratmana
madgate antaratmana
Shraddhavan bhajati yo mam.
Shraddhavan bhajate yo mam.
Same yukta tamo matah.
Same yuktamo matah. Now I'll do it word by word meaning here. Yoginam
Yoginam
of yogis.
of yogis.
Api also.
Api also.
Sarvesam
Sarvesha
all types of.
all types of.
Madgatena
Madgatena
abiding in me, always thinking of me.
abiding in me, always thinking of me.
Anta Atmana
Anta Atmana
within himself.
within himself.
Shraddhavan
Shraddhavan
in full faith.
full faith.
Bhajate
Bhajate
renders transcendental loving service.
renders transcendental loving service.
Yeah, one who.
Yeah, one who.
Mam
Mam,
to me, the Supreme Lord.
to me the Supreme Lord.
Sah he
Sa, he.
me by me.
Me, by me.
Yukta Tama
Yukta Tamaha,
the greatest yogi.
the greatest yogi.
Mata
Mataha
is considered.
is considered.
Now translation. And of all yogis, the one with great faith, who always abides in me, thinks of me within himself, and renders transcendental loving service up to me, he is the most intimately united with me in yoga and is the highest of all. That is my opinion. So Krishna Bhagavan here explains that who is the topmost yogi. And he said, that is my opinion. He is the Supreme Father. He is praised by everyone, Brahmaji and others who are the topmost authority. That Iswara Parama Krishna, Sachidananda Vigraha. He is the Iswara Parama Krishna. He is the Supreme Iswara, Supreme Controller. And he is explaining Krishna. He is our Supreme Father. He says in Bhagavad Gita that I am father of all living entities, like Aham Bija Pradah Pita, that I am the seed giving father of all living entities. And he is saying that, and of all yogi, one who is one, the one with great faith, who always abide in me, think of me within himself, and renders transcendental loving service to me. He is the most intimately united with me in yoga and is the highest of all. That is my opinion. So he gives these conditions, that with great faith, who abide in Krishna, think of Krishna within himself, and renders transcendental loving service to Krishna. He is the most intimately united with Krishna in yoga and is the highest of all yogis. It's very clear that the one who is bhakta is very dear to Krishna and who is the topmost. So this is the conclusion of this sixth chapter. Now we can understand that with the explanation in the purport given by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada explains the word bhajate is significant here. Bhajate has its root in the verb bhaj, which is used when there is a need of service. The English word worship cannot be used in the same sense as bhaja. Worship means to adore or to show respect and honor to the worthy one. But service with love and faith is especially meant for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. One who can avoid worship, a respectable man or a demigod, and may be called discourteous, but one cannot avoid serving the Supreme Lord without being thoroughly condemned. So the bhajas of the bhakti can only be used for Supreme Lord. not for anyone, not for any demigod or not any great man. That's bhakti. Worship can be used, but not bhakti. Now it's clear here. Every living entity is part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is spoken by Krishna himself in Bhagavad Gita. That Mamai Vanso Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. So he said, Krishna said that Mamai Vanso, my part, Jiva Loke, in this Jiva Loka, in this the universe where all the living entities are there, all living entities are my part and parcel. Mamai Vanso Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. And Manasasthani Indriyani Prakriti Sthani Karsati. He especially gives example that how they are struggling. They are struggling with their five senses, we just spoke, and mind. So that's what Prabhupada is explaining here. Part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. And thus, every living entity is intended to serve the Supreme Lord by his own constitution. Wherever they are, in whatever position they are intended to serve the Supreme. Failing to do this, he falls down. The Bhagavad Mahapurana confirms this, follows that ye yayesam purusam sakshad atma prabhavam iswaram nabhajanti avajananti standa brashtam patanti adha. Meaning is, the translation is, anyone who does not render service and neglect his duty unto the primeval Lord, who is the source of all living entities, will certainly fall down from its constitutional position. So that's our duty to serve our Supreme Father Krishna, because everywhere we read the part is serving the whole. Like our hands are serving our mouth. We are picking food and putting it in mouth, and therefore the food is nourishing whole body. And that's the process explained in Bhagavad Mahapurana, that to nourish a plant, we give water in plant's root, and by giving water in plant's root, it is distributed through all over plant. The water reaches in each and every leaves and stem of the plant. In the same way, Krishna is the Supreme Father, primeval Lord. Brahmaji explains that Govindam Adi Purusam Tamaham Bhajami. In Brahma Sanghita, Brahmaji explains that Govinda is the primeval Lord. And in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that Aham Sarvasya Prabhavaha. From me, everything emanates, everything originates. And that's what it is mentioned here, that who is the source of all living entities. So Krishna is the source of all living entities, everything, not living entities, also non-living entities. Whatever we see in this universe, everything originated from Krishna. And that is explained in the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna said that Mamai Vanso Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. That I am the every living entities are part and parcel of myself, Krishna. So that's what is mentioned in Bhagavad Mahapurana. So Bhagavad Gita was spoken in battlefield, but Bhagavad Mahapurana is the greater explanation. Each and every verse of Bhagavad Gita is explained in greater detail in Bhagavad Mahapurana. So that's why Prabhupada quotes this verse from Bhagavad Mahapurana. And Bhagavad Mahapurana is also natural commentary of the Brahma Sutra, or Brahma Sutra, or that is the Vedanta Sutra. There are different names. So Vedanta Sutra is the topmost knowledge of the Vedic philosophy, which is concised in the form of sutra formula. And that also says, and that's a commentary. The commentary of that Vedanta Sutra is Bhagavad Mahapurana. These three scriptures are interrelated. Here you will find that in this verse also word bhajanti used. in this Bhagavad Mahapuran verse, that na bhajanti avajananti, without knowing who doesn't serve, they will fall down. So you therefore bhajanti is applicable to the Supreme Lord only, whereas the word worship can be applied to demigod or any other common living entities. The word avajananti used in this verse of Srimad Bhagavatam is also found in the Bhagavad Gita. Avajananti mam mudha. Bhagavan says, our Supreme Father said, avajananti mam mudha. Those who doesn't understand Krishna, our Supreme Father said, mudha. He says, avajananti mam mudha. The only fool and rascals deride the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, and such fools take it upon themselves to write commentaries on Bhagavad Gita without an attitude of service to the Lord. So there are different commentaries of Bhagavad Gita. We have to be very careful which one to read. And there are even great personality, they misinterpreted Bhagavad Gita. So we have to be very careful. This is Prabhupada indicating here. And because they put their idea, who we are to put our idea in Bhagavad Gita. We are nothing. We are his part and parcel. We are like a tiny drop, and Krishna is like ocean. Krishna is like blazing fire, and we are like a spark. That spark, if falls on ground, it extinguishes nothing. There is no identity, no strength. But the blazing fire can do anything and destroy the whole world. So that's the comparison. We have the same quality. Last time we discussed Satchidananda Vigraha. Brahmaji said that Iswara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha. So Lord Krishna has Satchidananda body. He had Sat and eternity, knowledge, and bliss. The three things: eternity, knowledge, and bliss. These are three ingredients of Krishna's body. And our soul has also made up these three things. We are also Satchidananda. That's why we search for Ananda. We search for bliss. Anything we do, we search for bliss. We go for a drive. We feel very pleasant. Oh, let's go for a long drive. We do something for satisfaction and at intellectual platform, like doctors and engineers and scientists. They want to satisfy their mental hunger. So that's the and they think that we think that is giving us pleasure, but we don't get pleasure. We don't get full pleasure. Consequently, they cannot properly distinguish between the word bhajanti and the word worship. So now we know that. So we were talking about the commentaries of Bhagavad Gita. So some people, even if they were like great people, they tried to put their idea in the Bhagavad Gita, but that is wrong. So that's why Prabhupada wrote Bhagavad Gita as it is. It can be found here and on asitis.com. Anyone can look at this Bhagavad Gita by Prabhupada. And it's the same Bhagavad Gita in another database. This is bedabase.io. And this is also available. The same Bhagavad Gita is available from asitis.com. So Prabhupada wrote it without mixing anything, without mixing his idea. And Prabhupada again here explains the difference between the bhajati and worship. Now, the culmination of all kinds of yoga practices lies in bhakti yoga. That was explained in the previous verse and also in this verse. All other yogas are but means to come to the point of bhakti yoga. Bhakti is elevated platform, but all other dhyana yoga, jnana yoga, karma yoga leads us to bhakti yoga. So karma yoga is, Krishna said, don't attach to the fruits. Do your work, but don't attach to the fruits. So work is essentially it's working for Krishna. So after some time, when we work for Krishna, then we donate that food to Krishna. Then we think that why work for others and then give fruits to Krishna? Let's directly work for Krishna. And that is Bhakti Yoga. So now yoga actually means Bhakti Yoga. And all other yogas are progression towards the destination of Bhakti Yoga. So Bhakti Yoga is on the topmost platform, and all other yogas are like a ladder to climb to the Bhakti Yoga. From the beginning of Karma Yoga to the end of Bhakti Yoga is a long way to self-realization. And here self-realization means just to identify who we are. So nobody knows. Like as a scientist, we are trying to understand consciousness. We say it's consciousness. We don't say soul. Krishna says it clearly that soul, it is soul that is pervaded throughout the body. But we don't understand that. We don't obey that. We don't accept that. And that's why we are searching for consciousness for more than 100 years. I did research on consciousness for about 6 years. So the self-realization is understanding who we are. And Krishna says that Aham Bija Pradapita, I am the Supreme Father. He is our Supreme Father. And also he said in Bhagavad Gita that all living entities are my part and parcel. Sarvasya Chaham, that verse that I said, that every living entities are part and parcel of myself. So that's realizing that takes time. That is called self-realization, that we are part of Krishna and Krishna is our Supreme Father. So there is a relation, father and son. Karma Yoga without fruitive results, is the beginning of this path. So here Prabhupada says, Karma Yoga, we have to do karma, but without fruitive results. But we are not entitled to the results. Who will do it? Nobody will do it. And that is the path of Bhakti Yoga. And we realize that, oh, we are part of Krishna. We don't need to do for anyone. We just need to do for Krishna. When Karma Yoga increases in knowledge and renunciation, then when we have knowledge of this Karma Yoga, and then when we have renunciation means nothing belongs to us. Upanishads explain that the first verse of Isopanishad is Isavasyamidam sarvam yat kinchit jagatyam jagat. Whatever is in this world is owned and pervaded by God, Supreme God, Krishna. So nothing belongs to us. Krishna owns everything. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that aham sarvasya prabhava, everything came from me. Matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante vam buddha bhava samanitam. The person who knows this, they accept me and they render service unto me. That's what Prabhupada is saying here. That they increases in the knowledge and renunciation. The stage is called Jnana Yoga. When they have knowledge that Krishna is our Supreme Father, that is Jnana Yoga. When Jnana Yoga increases in meditation, then we meditate on Krishna in our heart and the super soul by different physical processes. And the mind is on him. It is called Ashtanga Yoga. We just discussed Ashtanga Yoga. That as a part here, at the last stage here, Dhyana, we meditate on Krishna, and then we have Samadhi. That's called Ashtanga Yoga. Ascetics do that. And when one surpasses the Ashtanga Yoga, when one goes beyond it and comes to the point of Supreme Personality of Krishna, it is called Bhakti Yoga. When they are serving Krishna himself, that is the culmination of all yoga. Actually, Bhakti Yoga is the ultimate goal. But to analyze Bhakti Yoga minutely, one has to understand these other yogas, why we do other yoga. The yogi who is progressive is therefore on the true path of eternal good fortune. One who sticks to a particular point and does not make further progress is called by that particular name. The one who is there at that level, Karma Yoga level, called Karma Yogi. One who is at Jnana level, they are called Jnana Yogi. One who is at Dhyana level, they are called Dhyana Yogi. Raja Yogi, Hatha Yogi. Hatha Yogi means they do some bodily exercise. Hatha. And then Raja is like Krishna explains Raja Vidya, Raja Guhini. So these are different kinds of yoga, And if particular person is stuck at that ladder, at that stage, then they are known by that name, like Karma Yogi, Jnana Yogi, Dhyana Yogi, Raja Yogi, Hatha Yogi. And the one who reaches at the top level, it's called Bhakti Yogi, because Krishna says, Bhaktya Mam Abhijanati. The ultimate goal of this life is to know Krishna, not to know how to work and get money and all that. That's also important, but there are two goals that called para and apara. In Upanishads, they're called. In Ishopanishad, it is mentioned that we have to do vidya and avidya. Vidya is knowing Krishna. Avidya is what we do all the time, working for money, how to eat, how to run family business, etc. If one is fortunate enough to come to the point of Bhakti Yoga, it is to be understood that he has surpassed all other yoga. Therefore, to become Krishna conscious is the highest stage of yoga. So becoming aware of Krishna all the time is called Krishna consciousness. And that is also Bhakti Yoga, because we render loving service to Krishna, our Supreme Father. Just as when we speak of Himalayan, we refer to the world's highest mountain, of which the highest peak, Mount Everest, is considered to be the culmination. So this is very good example Prabhupada gives. So in all yogas, the Bhakti Yoga is the topmost yoga. We don't get, after Bhakti Yoga, after we do Bhakti Yoga, we go to Krishna Loka. Then we don't have to come to this world to face the four major problems of this world. Krishna says, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi Dukkha Dosanu Darsanam. There are four problems of this material world. Krishna built this world. So this universe comes from the Mahavishnu, body of Mahavishnu. Mahavishnu is one of the avatar. He comes from Krishna. Therefore, Krishna is the owner and creator of this universe. And he explains that there are four defects of this universe. Janma, taking birth. There are difficulties. We might be dead in the womb of our mother if we don't get a chance to come out. The Janma, taking birth, is risky. Mrityu, dying, is also very difficult. We don't want to die because our soul has no death. But since we got this body has birth. Whoever took birth is sure to die. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that whoever took birth is sure to die. And then Janma, Mrityu, and Jara. Jara means old age. Old age is very difficult to animate, very difficult to walk, very difficult to do all the disease. And then the last one is disease. These are the four problems of life. We cannot solve these four problems of life by any means, by any medical science or neuroscience. Whatever we say, everyone is going to die. Everyone has disease. Everyone is taking birth. Everyone is dying. Everyone is getting old. Everyone is getting disease. No one is without disease. So but we don't realize, we don't accept this. Let's do some nonsense. We don't realize this. And then we die. Then we take birth again. And then we do the same thing again and again. We again do PhD, we again do MD, and we do become professor again when we die in ignorance. I asked a professor, are you going to take birth? And she said, oh, she was Colonel. No, I'm not going to die. No, she said, oh, I'm not going to take birth. But that's not true. It's explained in the philosophy everywhere, either in Eastern philosophy or Western philosophy. Everyone knows this. And there are many evidences. There are many books. The one book I recommend is written by Jan Stevenson. He was medical doctor, born in Canada. He was head of the department of psychiatry, I think, at University of Virginia. He headed the department for over 20 years. He wrote a book, 20 Cases Suggestive of Reincarnation, Jan Stevenson. So he accepted. He got $1 million to do that. And he traveled all over the world and he proved that. So he was born in Western countries. Canada, he headed a department over 20 or 30 years. I have to take a look. And he believed that. So either Eastern philosophy or Western philosophy, everyone accepts that when we die, we take birth again. And that is the problem Krishna explains in 13th chapter. In the 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi Dukkha Dosanu Darsanam. Arjuna asked, what is knowledge? What is jnana? What is knowledge? Then our Supreme Father explains that he gives list, and among that list, these four things are also there. That Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. I just explain. Janma, taking birth. Mrityu, dying. Jara, getting old. And Vyadhi, disease. Dukkha dosanu darsanam. Accepting that there are miseries in these four processes is knowledge. But nobody accepts that. Let's read again here, forward. It is by great fortune that one comes to Krishna consciousness on the path of Bhakti Yoga to become well situated according to the Vedic direction. The ideal yogi concentrates his attention on Krishna because he knows that Krishna is the goal of our life, who is called Syama Sundara. Syama is blackish and Sundara is beautiful. Krishna is so beautiful, who is as beautifully colored as cloud, whose lotus-like face is as effulgent as sun. We compare his face from lotus because there is nothing beautiful than lotus on this planet, whose dress is brilliant with the jewels and whose body is flower garlanded, illuminating all sides in his gorgeous luster, which is called the Brahma Jyoti. Brahma Jyoti comes from Krishna. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Brahmano hi pratisthaham, that I am the basis of that Brahma Jyoti. He incarnates in different forms such as Rama, Nirsingha, Varaha, Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he descends like a human being. And the son of Mother Jasoda, he is known as Krishna, Govinda and Vasudeva. He is the perfect child, perfect husband, perfect friend, perfect master. He is full with all opulences and transcendental qualities that we discuss from time to time. There are 6 kind of opulences, like he is the all powerful, he is all beautiful, he is all so Eswarja means he owns everything. Eswarjasa Samagrasa. Birja is all powerful. Birjasya Jasasa Sriya, he is fame. Everyone says, oh God. So yes, that is yes, fame. Jasasa Sriya. Sriya means beauty. He is beautiful. Sriya. Jnana. Jnana is he is knowledgeable. Vairagya. Vairagya is renunciation. So these are the 6 qualities that anyone can have. Like the richest person of this world can have more wealth than anyone else in the world, but no one can claim I own the world, whole world. But Krishna claims that I own whole universe. Whole universe belongs to him. He said that Bhumira Pavana Lobayo Khangmano Buddhirevacha Ahankaram Itiyamte me bhinna prakriti ashtata. Me bhinna prakriti ashtata. He says earth, water, fire, air, and sky, everything belongs to him. Even mind, intelligence, and false ego. These are 8 qualities, 8 separated energy of Krishna. What are those? Earth, water, fire, air, and sky, and then mind, intelligence, and false ego. These are 8 separated energy of Krishna, 7th chapter. So what belongs to us? Our mind doesn't belong to us. It belongs to Krishna. That's why Krishna says, Manmana bhav mad bhakto, give your mind to me, become my devotee, because then we can perfect our life. And we can see people who are in Krishna consciousness, Hare Krishna, or Bhakta in any sect in India, they look so happy. They don't worry about all those things. And that's our nature. But we are not there. We got caught in all these details of doing the karma and holding it nature. Whatever we see, beautiful things, we want to have it. If you see the car, 2022 model is coming, Then we want to, swap our car and get the 22 model. No, but that doesn't make us happy. But we don't analyze. There are no universities in this world that teaches us. We have to figure it out on our own with the help of Prabhupada and Bhagavad Gita as it is. You can see if one remains fully conscious of these features of the Lord, he is called highest yogi, that is bhakti yogi. I'm taking few minutes just to finish. I think it will take a couple more minutes. This stage of highest perfection in yoga can be attained only by bhakti yoga, as it is confirmed in all Vedic literatures. That yasyastu deve yasya deve parabhaktir yasya deve tatha guru tasyaite kachita yartha prakasante mahatmanah. The meaning is that only unto those great souls who have implicit faith in both the Lord and the spiritual master are all the imports of Vedic knowledge automatically revealed. This is called in Sweta Sutra Upanishad, those who have faith in the Lord Krishna and the spiritual master, all the Vedic knowledge will be released to those person. But there are definition of the spiritual master in Bhagavad Mahapurana. We have to go read and understand that who is qualified to become a spiritual master. And then here, bhaktir asya bhajanam tad iha mutropadhi nirsaye na munsamin manah kalpanam etad eva naskarmyam. Bhakti means devotional service to the Lord, which is free from desire for material profit. Bhakti means service to the Lord Supreme Krishna, which is free from desire for material profit, either in this life or the next life. That is bhakti. In divide of such inclination, one should fully absorb the mind in the Supreme, and that is the purpose of Naiskarmi. Gopal Tapani Upanishad, it's called Naiskarma. So these are some of the means for performance of bhakti or Krishna consciousness, the highest perfectional stage of yoga system. Thus, we covered this. I hope it's understandable. If anyone has any comments or question, we can discuss that. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Krishna everyone. Any question? Any comments? The conclusion here is the Bhakti Yoga. This is the conclusion of 6th chapter. That and of all yogis, one who with great faith, who always abide in me, Krishna, think of me within himself and renders transcendental loving service to me, he is the most intimately united with me in yoga and is the highest of all. That is my opinion. So Supreme Father Krishna is saying that one who is who has full faith in Krishna, he abides in Krishna, think of Krishna, and renders transcendental loving service to Krishna. He is the topmost yogi, and he indicates that and all these activities are done or performed in Bhakti Yoga. So the conclusion of this yoga, even the chapter's name is Dhyana Yoga, the conclusion is Bhakti. Okay, if we don't have any question or comment, we can end here. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa
एव च
patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo
वैष्णवेभ्यो
namo
नमो नमः
अनंत कोटि
कोटि
वैष्णववृंद की
वैष्णव
जय,
की जय
श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय।
जय।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु।